Welcome to another Webflow Workshop. I am your host, Nelson. Thank you guys so much for joining me this week. It's going to be fun, as always. The topic this week, going beyond the basics with Webflow components. So I know there's a lot of stuff you can do with Webflow, but the rabbit hole goes so much deeper because with the components that we give you, that's only just the tip of the iceberg. You can do so much more with it. You can customize it to the point where it does something that's truly unique than any other template or website that you've seen, you know? So, and plus, we give you the power to put some coding into it if you know a little bit about coding. And what I'm going to do is go through four things. Gonna start off easy with how to make a preloader. And then we're going to do some interactions with chaining events. And then after that, we'll do something with a navbar. And lastly, I'm going to show you how, just over the weekend, I learned how to make a lightbox using dynamic collections. I know that you can't use collection, or you can't integrate dynamic collections with Webflow components yet, but with coding, you can. All right, so this is going to be fun. Before we begin, as always, I want to say thank you to everyone who's in the live chat room right now. Thank you so much, Bob, Nita, Jason, Left-Handed Crafted. Welcome. You're new here, right? Austin's back. Who else is back? We got another new person, Fresh and Mikhail. Welcome. And Web Designer is here. Welcome. Who else? Riley. Thank you so much for joining me. And who's the first one in chat room? I forgot. Okay. Oh well. But anyways, Alexandra, welcome again. Thank you so much. Okay, I think I got all of you. Thank you, thank you. And Anna. Yes, Anna. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for being such cool Webflow fans and being part of the community. I love the community. And we're all here to make websites better, right? So let's do this. Norman, hi. Sergi, hi. Yes, more people. This is awesome. All right, let's get started. So first thing I want to show you is how to make a simple preloader. Okay, preloader is one of those things where you want to, if you have a lot of stuff loading in the background, like huge imagery and stuff like that, and you want to wait for the images to load, and you want to have like a preloader to keep your user's eyes busy, you would just use a load interaction, and here's how we can do that. So over the weekend, I was starting on a friend's site, just helping my friend out with his business. He likes to, he actually makes plant displays, live, for like living walls and stuff like that, okay? And so I made this page. It has a lot of big imagery. And so because it has a lot of big imagery, let's go ahead and add a preloader on top of it. And so how I would do that is I'm going to add a div block on top of everything. I'm just going to put it at the very top, okay? So I have it right here. All right, and I'm going to call this preloader wrapper, okay? And this preloader wrapper is going to be fixed and set to full. So it's taking up the whole screen, okay? And then let's go ahead and make this color full black. Oh, it's not showing up on the screen. Why is that? Because Z-index. And if you're unfamiliar with Z-index, it's like layering, like on Photoshop, how you layer things and things go on top of each other. Z-index, the higher the number, the higher it is on the layers. So we're gonna set this to something crazy like 2000. Okay, now it, oh, so that one seems to be higher. Okay, let's go 3000 then. Boom. Okay, so this is the highest layer on the web page. So we have it as black. Okay, actually, let's make it green. Okay, green. Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay, and then here we're going to set it to flex. Okay, and using flex, I can make the child elements inside of this wrapper centered horizontally and then centered vertically. Okay, And let's go ahead and add in a text block. And notice how it's centered. That's because of Flexbox. And then we'll go and call it we'll just say loading site ... Okay, and let's play around with the typography a little bit. White, bold, and make it big. All right, something like that. Okay, cool. Now, here's what I can do. I can go to the interactions global objects panel right here, then add a new interaction, and I'm going to call it preloader. And the trigger is going to be load. And so when the page loads, okay, did I forget something? Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me go back. So I added a load trigger. And then right here, this checkbox right here, it says wait for assets to load. That means that before I execute this interaction, I'm going to wait for all the images and everything behind this element, behind this preloader wrapper, to load. Once it's done loading, do something. So that's what this checkbox is. So wait for all the assets to load, and then when it loads, I'm just going to do a simple fade out. And then to make sure that I remove the element from the page, I'm going to do a new step and do a display none. And we're done. We have a preloader. Now it's going to happen really fast because everything's already loaded, but just watch. Gone. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a wait timer so we can see that more. So we have these two steps. We fade it out to 0, and then we do a display none. Let's add a new step, a wait step of 500 milliseconds. And then right here, notice how this is step 3. I can drag that to be step 1. And now it's going to wait, then fade out, and then remove itself from the page. Okay, let's watch that. And there you go. So I added a slight delay. There you go. That's preloader in 2 minutes, right? That easy. If you have any questions about anything I'm going through, just ask in the live chat room and I will get to them. Okay. What's next? Let's talk about chaining events. Okay, so let me. Oh, there's a question. I expect the load event would wait for the page to load always, not only when you click the checkbox. So when you load, when it's loading without this checkbox right here, when it's loading without waiting for the assets to load, that means when the page starts to load, it'll initiate that interaction. If you do this wait for assets to load, it's going to load all the images first and all the scripts and everything, and then the interaction. Okay. Could you animate the loading site with the preloader? Like have the dots turn on and off. Interesting. Let's animate it. Let's see here. What can I do? Okay, so this goes into my next thing, chaining events. Okay, let's go ahead and chain some events. So first I want to lay out everything, okay, and I want to give them class names. So I'm going to give each thing a class name. That way, in my interaction, I can target each element and make them fade out at different times. Okay, for example, this text block, we're going to call it preloader text. Okay, and then we're going to have an animating bar. Okay, and let's go here. Oh, we don't want it side by side. We want it in going up and down, so we use this column guy right here. There we go. And that's another thing of Flexbox. If you haven't played with Flexbox yet, go to flexboxgame.com to learn everything about the power of Flexbox and Webflow. We're going to call this loader bar. And this is just going to animate. Okay? It's going to animate like going to 200 pixels and back to 0. 200 pixels back to 0 to give it an animating feel. So let's start. Actually, we'll go to 10 pixels on the width, and the height will be, say, 5. And let's make that like that. Is it orange? Sure, why not? I like that green. Okay, so we'll start like that. Let's move the margin away from the guy, 10 pixels. Okay, cool. And we'll make an interaction. We're gonna make this animate, so we're gonna call it loader bar animate. And the trigger is just load. So when the page first loads, do this animation. Don't wait for the assets to load, just do this animation. Okay? So we're going to go to 200 pixels and then done. And then we're gonna go back to 10 pixels and done. And then we're gonna loop this. So it looks like this. Simple. Okay? Done. So now it looks, actually, let's, okay, so what we're going to do now is, after the whole page loads, we're not going to fade out immediately. We're going to fade this one out and the loader bar. So we're chaining events, okay? So I'm going to go back to my preloader interaction, and notice how I have 3 steps, okay? So let's remove, let's see here. What can I do? Okay. Let me add a new step real quick. So I'm going to add a new step for the load. And I'm going to affect different elements. This checkbox right here. Okay? And now I'm going to affect the preloader text. Okay? So, oops. After all the assets load, I'm going to, let's play around with this. Let's move it down 20 pixels and then fade it out. Okay? And notice right here, it takes 500 milliseconds to move it down. And the same thing with the opacity, the fade out. So it's going to take 500 milliseconds. Now I have that in my mind. Okay? Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the loader bar. Wait for all the assets to load. But this time, because I know that the loading site takes 500 milliseconds, I want this one to wait 250 milliseconds. So it's kind of like a staggered effect. Oh, but then it would... It wouldn't show, because the loading site would fall on top of the bar. Well, let's just do it anyways for learning's sake. So 250 milliseconds. And then after I wait 250 milliseconds, then I do my moving down by 20 pixels. And then fading out. Okay. Last thing, this guy right here, the preloader wrapper, remember how I had a wait of 500 milliseconds? Well, now I want to wait, say, 750. Okay, so I'm going to wait for loading site to fade out, then the loader bar to fade out, and then this whole thing will fade out, and then do a display none. Okay, so this is how you can chain events, I'm only applying it to one element. Okay, what I mean by that is this is the only element with the preloader interaction. Okay, so let's see that happen. This bar didn't go down. Loader bar. Wait 200 film, opacity 0. It does go. I guess we don't see it happen. Let's go ahead and add an even longer wait time. Let's just go 1000. See what happens. Interesting. Because it loops. Is it because this is overriding it? Could be. So this probably needs its own thing. Well, for time's sake, we're gonna move on. But to fix this, you would need to add its own second step, another load trigger. Okay. Let's go into the chat room. Let's see here. Use the animated GIF. Yeah, you can do that too. Could you quickly create a pop-up modal like a sign-up modal? Yes, you can, using the loading tricks. And so if you do a wait timer, then you can wait for like 2 seconds or something, and then have a modal pop up. I think I get what you're doing. Thanks, Nelson. No problem. I made a site called Minimalist. In there, you can see a loop effect I did on our services page. Okay, cool. Show this to us on the next half of the stream. All right. Okay, so that's a little bit about preloader and chaining events. Another thing you can do that's pretty advanced is play around with the navbar component. Now, the navbar component is really useful because I just dragged in a navbar component and immediately it's already responsive. See, I already have a hamburger menu button, and there you go. It's already responsive. That's the awesome part about it. What else you can do, and we're gonna try to play around with it right now, is you can make that menu button show up right here in the settings. You can make it show up on desktop as well. And so it does this thing right here on desktop. Now, for user experience sake, sometimes it's not really good to do that. But for this, we're just playing around and see what we can do with it. So let's remove this brand, and I want to make this a left nav bar. So let me try this right now. Left nav. And I'm trying this live because I just want to see what I can do. I love experimenting with Webflow's components because it does all the baseline stuff for you, but then you can take that and go as far as you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and push this to the left and see what's up. Oh, there you go. So what I did was fixed, and I moved it to the left. Okay, and let's go ahead and right here, menu type. I don't want it drop down. I want it over from the left. Okay. And the menu fills the page height because it does. And let's see what I got. Awesome. Oh, that's weird. It almost didn't work. Oh, there it goes. And look at that. That easy. Again, you can take these components and do something different with it. And I just did it in like a couple of seconds. If you want me to do it over, I can, because it's so easy. Yeah. What else? Okay, now we're going to go even further, okay? And so this is what I learned over the weekend. So let's go to the forums real quick. And dynamic lightbox. Let's see here. Hold on. Anna did something. She made a... Here we go. So, awesome Anna did a tutorial on how to make a lightbox with dynamic content in it. And so what she did was make an interaction for it, and then what you would need to do is put both the big image and the thumbnail inside of the dynamic item element. And so when I was thinking about this, I'm like, okay, this is great for small galleries, but what if someone has a huge gallery? You don't want to load up everything, even though that the big image is loading up in the background, and you're not seeing it immediately. It's still taking some time for the user to load all the images. And so I was thinking, how can this be done with code where I don't have to load the big image? And then I figured it out. Okay, so let me publish this real quick. All right. Cool, gone. So this gallery right here, I'm doing that masonry layout without any special code. You can do this with columns, and I'll show you. But also this right here, it's code and using dynamic collections, as well as the caption down here. Okay. I should put a loader for that too. Interesting, because it doesn't switch immediately. Huh. All right, well, I'll show you what I did. Let's go to the gallery. So first, here's how I set up the structure for the dynamic collection. Obviously, we have the name. Then we have the caption, which is plain text. And then we have the photo, the actual big photo. And then we have the thumbnail. Okay? Yeah, that's it. So when I go here, I have name and then caption. I just banged on my keyboard and blah, blah, blah. And then I dragged in the huge photo and then the thumbnail. Okay? So now that we have that set up, I'm gonna go to the gallery. Okay, and first thing I want to show you is how did I do this masonry layout, and it's very simple. Let me step back a couple. Right here, it's this guy right here. So let me show you real quick. So I left the layout for the dynamic list to be full width. Okay? And then I went here and gave the dynamic list a class name. And remember, it's not the dynamic list wrapper, it's the actual dynamic list. Okay? So you have three things. Your wrapper, your list, and then your item. You want to do it to your dynamic list, not the wrapper. And then right here under columns in the typography, I just put 3. And notice that there's a gap here, and I couldn't figure it out for the life of me over the weekend. And then I started playing around with this guy right here, and I just put 0. And the gap is gone. And I was like, oh god, that easy. Alright, so now we have masonry. Easy, yay, fun. Okay, cool. Now that's done. Now, how did I do the whole lightbox thing? All right, let me show you. So how I figured this out was, I said, what would happen if I want to put the big image in there, but I don't want to put the big image in there. All right. So what I did was, I found out you can put the photo dynamic field inside of your code, and what that outputs is the URL to the photo. Okay, so for example, if I view source, if I look for the, what did I call it? Hold on real quick. I just did display none, full photo. So I'm gonna look for full photo. There you are, right there. So it does display none, and this full photo, it shows me the URL right here. And after that, I was like, oh, makes it so much simpler now. Because I can just pull this line of code into jQuery and dynamically pull the photo when I click on something. So let's go to my other code. So right here, each of the dynamic items has a dynamic embed, and it has this code, okay? And I'm pulling the photo dynamic field and the caption dynamic field into there, but I'm using display none, so you don't see it on the page, but it's still in the code, okay? Yes, you can get a copy of this code. I will show you. And all the details will be on the not the blog post, the forum post for this workshop. Okay? Alright, so in here, this is my simple jQuery. So, right here, I'm setting my variables, full photo and full caption. Okay? And then, on the photo thumb, which is the thumbnail, on the photo thumb, on click, I want the modal to open, and then I want you to find full photo. So that's that. Let me show you again. Full photo is right here. I want you to find full photo, and after you find full photo, get its text. So the text inside of full photo is the URL to the full photo, right? And just save that into this variable, and do the same thing with full caption. And then the gallery modal photo, just attach the URL into the image source and do the same thing with a full caption, and you're done. So if you don't understand code, jQuery code, this is something I highly recommend you dive into. Even if it takes a while, learning a little bit about jQuery will help you understand Webflow so much more, and you would get more power out of it, because there's a lot of things Webflow can't do yet, but it's a great baseline for you to take advantage of and put your coding knowledge into it, so that way if Webflow can't do it, you can still do it with code. And that should empower you to like go beyond what this platform can do. It's so fun. After I figured this out, I was like, wow, this is I can do anything now. Okay? And so that's how I did it. And this last piece of code is close modal. Just close the gallery modal and fade out. And what the gallery modal actually looks like is, let me show it. So right now it's display none. I'm going to set it to block. Okay, cool. So all it is just a placeholder image that I gave it a class name of gallery modal photo and a placeholder caption. And it has a name of full caption. And that's where this code, this jQuery code comes in. I'm saying replace the gallery modal photo with the new one. And the full caption, replace it with the full caption text. And there you go. Yeah. Yeah, Code Academy is good. There's a lot of places. Team Treehouse. Learn code. It's so much fun. And if you're not the coding type, Webflow will still help you out. But if you see something that you want to do and you can't do it on Webflow yet, this is where the power of code comes in. Yes, Webflow is trying to help everyone do things with less and less code. But imagine trying to take the whole industry and put it into one platform. That's going to take a while. But we don't want to stop you guys. We want to empower you guys to go beyond what it's capable of. So go at it. That's why we have these dynamic embeds and places where you can put your own code, because we don't want to stop you from doing what you want to do. Okay? So yeah, I quickly did those 4 things. Yeah. Anything else that you want me to show you guys? This was fun to do over the weekend, and I streamed this on my own Twitch channel just to see where I can go with this, and it was pretty fun. This part was really tough for me, but I got it done. And I saw someone ask, Alexandra asked, how did you do that side nav? Yeah, that one was a little bit tough too, but let's go ahead and remove this guy. So this one right here, this just has a simple hover effect where it goes to 200 pixels. So from 60 to 200, and I have a transition timer of width on 200 milliseconds. So it's like that. And plus I have a overflow hidden because the child element navflex is actually, I set it to width of 200 pixels. And so it's actually there, as you can see. It's there, but it's being hidden by the overflow hidden on its parent. So that way, when I hover over it, expands, it then shows the text. See? Just a little trickery. Nothing too crazy. But yeah. And this isn't part of the navbar component. I made this from scratch using basic div blocks and flexboxes. Creating a close button, is that just a trigger? Yes, great question. Let me go back to the gallery. So, right here, close modal. Close modal, I just did it with code. Should I have done it with... I could have done it with interactions, but I was on I was on a coding high that I was like, I'm just gonna do it with code. So what I did was, that's named close modal, and so close modal on click, fade out the gallery modal, and then body remove class modal open. Okay. So what this class means, overflow hidden, on the body is that I can take away the navbar on the whole page by setting the overflow to hidden. So when the modal opens, I don't want people to be able to scroll up and down, and the background information is still scrollable. I don't want to do that, so I just do overflow hidden. When I close the modal, I remove that class. Okay, so right here, I'm adding the class, and then when I close the modal, I remove it. Good question. Let's see here. Can you show us more of Interactions 2.0? Even I can only see like that marketing page. I haven't seen what the team has been doing in the background, but when I first play with it, it's probably going to be the same time you guys first play with it during the beta, because it's I want to play with it. I've seen little parts of it, but not completely, and I'm just like, oh, just give it to me now. So yes, thank you for your enthusiasm, but like, I want to show you more, but I want to see more too. Let's see here. Nita, I was looking into this website and was wondering if that menu animation could be done with Webflow. What menu animation? Nita, what menu animation are you talking about? Alright, let's do... Oh, that's Gallery Flex. Gallery Modal. There we go. Jordan, welcome back, man. Could you use jQuery to create a password-protected page? Yes, you can, but that's not really secure, because jQuery is usually client-side, and when it comes to client-side code, you can still... someone can still find their way through the password-protected page. But we are working on making password-protected pages and folders, so that's coming soon, you know, as we always say. Let's see here. alpharobe.com. I'll take a look at that site later. Hold on, let me double check it on my phone. Hold on. alpharobe.com. Oh. I'll take a look at that later. I don't look at links that are not webflow.io. Yeah. Can you link an animation to your mouse movement? Kevin, great question. And let me just go to the Interactions 2.0 page real quick. So if you haven't seen this yet, let me link it again. Super cool what we're working on in the background. Okay. We're doing some parallax scrolling, and look at that. That'll be so cool. And for your question, can you link mouse movement? Oh yeah, you can. Check that out. Coming soon. And the whole chaining events, making it more easier. Oh, that way you don't have to do math in your head, like, okay, how much delay do I have to do this? How much delay do I have to do this? I just go by a timeline. That's going to be fun. So if you haven't checked this out yet, check it out. The link's in the chat room, and sign up for the beta right here. Do it now. It's going to be fun. Nelson, what are the new features that were added this week? I saw something about responsive images. Also, I noticed that I can populate dynamic collections with random items that Webflow generates. The randomness is old. You can already do that. Responsive images is coming very soon. Our CEO, Vlad, he spoke up on the forums in the pricing and add-ons thread, saying that responsive images is coming. So it's soon, really soon. And I say that all the time, but I mean, we're working on so much in the background because we are setting up for something even bigger. And our CEO has already said this in a past stream. we're redoing the whole back end. We're laying out the foundation for the plugin marketplace. And that's going to be so much fun, especially if you know how to code. Because think of it, a lot of stuff Webflow can't do, and then when we add a new feature, our in-house team has to do it. Now, what if our in-house team can continually make new features, but also the community can add more features as well at the same time? See what I'm getting at? That is gonna be so much fun. Yeah. So plugin. That's why you haven't seen much new features coming out. But that one's gonna be huge. All right. Let's see here. Can we make an animation like full page in Webflow? Yes, you can, but you need to put in custom code into your Webflow site to make that work. Because you need to track the scroll, the scroll wheel event, and at the same time you need to add a delay between each scroll wheel event while an animation is happening. I've tried it, got kind of frustrated, and I told my client, like, full page is not really that big of a deal. Don't need to do it. When it comes to responsive heights, that can get kind of messy depending on how much content is on each slide. So when you have like a lot of content on each slide, it just doesn't make sense to me from a user experience point of view. Let's see. Is it because of the screamer link from some time ago? Yes, it is, Austin. Was that you? I think I remember your name giving me that screamer link. Oh man, fun times. Nope. Naweed, yes. Hi. Can you do a quick tutorial for a product quick view lightbox? Noed, you can do the same thing I did for this gallery. Imagine if these were all products, you click it and it just shows it's lightbox. And I'll be giving everyone the code in the forum post after this. But yeah, you can totally do that. Alexandra, how soon is soon? Spaceballs soon. I always show this image. When will then be now? Soon. Alright. Let's see here. It's already... any word on adding file hosting in the near future? Oh, yeah. We're totally working on that. Assets Manager 2.0. We heard you guys. We deal with this too. You'll be able to upload stuff like PDFs, images, videos. You can already do that. But, like... you can do more with Assets Manager. And I think most of our resources have gone into making sure that the plugin marketplace is going to be, flawless. I mean, hope. But we're really working hard on big things, and so bear with us. We're going as fast as we can, but also making sure that we put out quality stuff, okay? And that's what you know us for. Quality features. Not rushed features, quality. And that's why we always say soon, and we never give a permanent ETA. Because what if we give a date and next thing you know we don't make it because we found a bug or two, then that would make you guys sad. It would make us sad. And it's like, why would we put that on you guys? Why would we put that on ourselves? It's kind of like, Blizzard, when they make their video games. Their saying is, it'll be ready when it's ready, or something like that. And Blizzard Entertainment for quality video games. So, there you go. Can't wait for plugins. Me neither. Oh my god, it's going to be so much fun. Screw that. I don't want to pay more for third-party plugins, especially since the main reason I like Webflow is unlike WordPress, you don't need a bunch of third-party plugins. Yes. So, the plugin marketplace. Totally understand. So, it's up to you guys. It's up to people who want to make it either free or make it paid for. And it's the same thing as those WordPress plugins where people are giving it out for free and some people are making it premium. Okay, so we're giving you guys the power to, if you want to make some money on the side, sell it. If you want to help the community by giving away for free, give it away for free. All right, but here's the thing. We're going to make sure that the code is clean on each plugin. So that's definitely not an easy feat, but we want to make sure that it's quality, that your sites aren't slowed down by bloated code. All right. How about a quick tutorial on accordion type element for effects? Oh man, I think we already have that. Help.webflow.com accordion. Do we have that yet? That's drop down menus. I think that would be under forum. Bless you. Let's see here. Accordion. Under tips and tricks. How to create. Here we go. Interesting. Yeah. I think this. Oh, here we go. Demo kit. Is that one still live? Cool. So there's this demo kit that Will made a long time ago. Okay. And you can go here. Click on pages. And it has all these nifty tricks that he's figured out. Like right here, accordion. Right there. And you can just reverse engineer it. Okay? So, demo kit. And thanks to Will for doing that. Yes. Alright. Alexandra, what happens when people abandon those plugins? And that's the thing. We want to make sure the code is super duper clean on each plugin. That you don't have to worry about that. You know? That's why we're taking our time to do it right. Okay. Why doesn't Flexbox work vertically center on the navbar element? Not sure what you mean by that. Post that on the forums and I'll get to that later. One-time purchase. Yeah, I like plugins, but only from solid companies like Shopify plugins. Don't trust the general community for plugins. It causes too many problems. Totally understand. Totally understand. If you can imagine, all of these right here, these components, those are plugins. I'm plugging in a navbar. I'm plugging in a Google map. You know? So we want to make it that easy and that clean. Alright? So that's going to be fun. Alright, if you have any if you have any webflow.io links that you're working on right now, you have any projects, let's look it over. What are you guys doing? I want to see what you guys are working on and share it with the community. Love seeing what you guys are doing. Hey Nelson, I don't know if you remember me from last week, but it gave me... Oh! Andrew Jennings! Welcome back! Andrewified. I knew I remember your name. Let's take a look at what you're working on. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, you're going for that Iron Man-y feel. Alright, I like it. Okay, so first thing. Huge shift from last week. Great job. You're finding yourself. I feel like you like the techie stuff, kind of like me, where it's like Iron Man-y and stuff like this. You probably found these images or SVGs somewhere. But first thing, I didn't know what to do. Okay, as a regular user, I didn't know what to do. And so I had to think for a little bit, not a long time, but for a little bit, just to be like, okay, what do I do? There's nothing telling me I have to hover over the things. So I had to go around like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. So what if these words were already showing up, but they're like opacity 10%, 20%, and something like that. And then when you hover over it, the opacity of the text comes up to 100. Okay? Let's go to story. Ooh, what a shift. Great job. What a shift. Okay, the text right here is being covered. Might want to check that. I know what you're going for. Play around with your layout a little bit more, because it's kind of hard to understand where I'm supposed to be looking first, okay? So, like the flow of my eyes, okay? So, right now I'm looking at your photo. When I first came here, I looked at your photo, and then I didn't know where to go after that. So I'm like, okay. As a person who reads left to right, I'm like, okay, I guess I go to the left. And people read websites in an F formation. They start left to right, back to the left, and go down to the right, back to the left, go down, and so forth. Okay? So there's no flow. I just noticed now that your history continues on this. So I know you're trying for something different. Keep experimenting. I love what you're doing. But just keep at it. It takes a lot of practice. And I truly believe in this cliched saying, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. To me, it took me 11 years to be confident in my web design skills. And I still haven't learned enough, in my opinion. And that's okay. Because you never want to be perfect, but you always want to strive to be perfect. Alright? Kind of like a Bruce Lee kind of a saying. But yeah, good job. I like what you're doing. You're playing around interactions. Super proud. Yeah, keep at it. Alright, who else? Thank you, Andrew, for that link. Let's keep going. Hey, Nelson, been reading a lot regarding the hamburger button. Bad for engagement. I've read that tab bar is a good solution. Could you do something like that in mobile? Ah, yes. Great thing. So, for this guy right here, what I did, and I'm still working at it, is once I go down, actually here, let's go to my own site. Game. It's not the best site, but it's a 3-year-old site that I need to fix. But check this out. I have my left nav here, okay? But when I go to mobile, oh, that's beautiful. Let's make it a little bit wider, please. Oh, God. Wider, please. How do I make it wider? Duh. Oh, yeah, this thing right here. There it goes. Okay. What? Do I have to oh, okay, there it goes. Okay, look it. So, yeah, when it comes to mobile, I put my nav bar down here. Okay? Why? It's because it's easier for my thumb to reach it, especially now that phones are getting bigger and bigger and phablets are an accepted thing. You know, like this iPhone 6 Plus is huge. You know, I can't get to, like, wait, this is the Nexus 6P, or no, Nexus 6, and, how do I show, so, no, I can't see my, okay, now I can see myself, okay, cool, alright, so this guy right here, there he goes, I can't reach, and if the menu button's all the way to the top right, my poor thumb, so I have to go like this, right? Now, putting it all at the bottom makes more sense from a UX point of view. So if you can, play around with the nav bar and push it down for tablet and lower. Okie dokie. So great thought. Great comment. Is it possible to link existing WordPress posts to Webflow? Any chance of being... So we are figuring out ways to import data from other platforms and bring it in. But because of the way our dynamic collections work, it's super unique that we want to make sure that when we release that feature, nothing in the translation gets lost. Alright, so that's coming soon, but you know, plugin marketplace first. Is it possible? Looks good. Here's my Windows 95 emulation project. I'm interested. Here we go. What is this? Oh, yeah! Dude, how old was I? Okay, so 95, I was 18. 2000, I was 18. I can't do math right now. Okay, 13. I was 13? Windows 95? Jeez, man. Can you click and drag? Yes, you can. Great job. Can I close it? Wait, hold on. I want to read this. Play free cell? No! Dude! What is going on? What are you doing? Oh, wait, I have to... Aw, dude. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Please post this on the forums. Please post this on the forums. Oh, amazing. Great job. I'll dive deeper into this later. Blast from the past. Let's hear that boot up sound one more time. Here's the bottom animation. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You know, this one, what makes me want to, this makes me want to do the connecting to AOL, animation. I'm gonna do that. Complete with the, modem sound. Oh, man. Let's see here. Norman, yes. Awesome job. Oh, you're great. Thanks for the laughs. Alright, next one. Goldfish graphics. That is a cute logo. That is cute. It has so much personality and it's so simple. Austin, you rock. It's like goldfish, but not. And it, I don't know. It's a cute little fish. This is nice. This is nice. No, I like it simple. You know what? No, yeah. Hold on, I'm taking this in. Alright. Is this a template that you're going to be selling? Or is this something you're working on for a client? Or is this your deal? Great job so far. Yeah. Keep it up. Nelson, please give me a suggestion on earlier question. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening right now. Can you repost your question? Ooh, a lot of stuff you guys are talking about. Wow, you guys are very, very talkative today. This is awesome. Hey, Nelson. Oh, no. Working on this for a graphic artist. Armin Darts. Okay. Ooh. Well, that's pretty. I kind of thought of Avengers for a second. Okay. So here's the thing about auto-playing sliders. In my opinion, not so great. Because you're dictating to me how much time I should have to fully consume what I'm looking at. Okay? I wanted to look at this and appreciate the hat, the logo on the hat. I wanted to appreciate it. But then the autoplay slider said, nope, we're on to the next thing. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not done. Give it back. And so I have to press the back button. All right? So careful with those autoplays. Okay? That's nice. Good layout. You have some sort of thing happening with the horizontal right here. Careful with that. And yeah, good so far. A little bit more room, padding on the top and bottom, or margin on top and bottom for the logo. It's very, very tight. Very, very tight. Other than that, pretty good, pretty good. Here's something I tried too for the community to use: components and elements. Anna, what is this? Getting loaded. Huh. There we go. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah. For the people who make these kind of stuff, thank you so much. Thank you so much for contributing to the community. Yeah, we need to I need to work on the gathering all the links that you guys create for this kind of stuff, because we need some sort of community space to have, like, where how do you do how do you do all this cool stuff, let's have a whole section for it. All right, thank you, Anna, for the link. Yeah, I'll leave this up so I can keep in mind to put it in the forum post. Nelson, can you give us some kind of estimate between copy and paste projects? As always, no firm ETA on anything, because we are working on it, but we want to do it right. When it comes to copying and pasting, we want to make sure that if you're working on something and you don't want people to copy and paste things from your site, or copy and paste the whole site into their own, that's not fair. We don't want that to happen. So we're trying to make sure that the security is set, and everything makes sense and is fair. Okay? So no ETA, but we're working on it. By the way, earlier looping effect, here's the link. Minimalists.webflow.io. Nope, not going to do it there. .webflow.io. Oh, yeah. I think I remember this. Earlier looping effect. Looping effect? I don't see... okay, this one. Yeah. That's cool. Interesting. This one reaches the bottom, but not this one. I think you have that as a set pixel size. Why not do percentage? Like 0% to 100%. See if you can play around with that. Great job. Thanks for everything. Great work. I'm out. Bye, Alexandra. Thanks for watching. Okay, services page. Yeah, I'm right here. Preloader dots. Oh, wait, I can click on these? Oh, these do nothing. Check out my ultra simple resume. Dakota, welcome. Do you have a webflow.io link for your portfolio site? Antonio, bring Travis from Dev Tips. Yes. Travis will actually be on a future show. We're still working out the dates, but we are working on him to get on the show. We also have September 27th. We're going to have Ran on the show. So that's going to be fun. You can ask him questions live. Ran is going to be here. Super awesome. And also this power couple that I met from the Design and Content Conference over in Vancouver back in July. They're awesome. They're going to be on the show October 11th. They're going to talk about client management. And so this is really good when you're running your own consulting or freelancing business. How to manage your clients and make sure that you work with them and not against them. All right? So September 27th, Ran. October 11th, louderthan10.com is their company. It's Rachel and Travis Gertz. And Travis from Dev Tips will be here hopefully before the end of the year. So we're still trying to figure it out. But yes, that's going to be so much fun. Wow, did I catch up? Okay, here we go. Dakota F. Felder.webflow.io. All right, here we go. Alexandra, thank you for watching. You've been here ever since like 9 a.m. or something. Amazing. Nope, I'm guessing that's the extra F. Here we go. Okay, so first thing, nice and clean. It's very straightforward. But this is one site that I will go back to my Webflow workshops and I will link this. Hold on real quick. Boop. What should you have in your portfolio? All right, cool. I recommend if you are doing your own freelancing consulting business and you have a portfolio site, I really, really, really recommend you guys watch this workshop right here. Because one of the things I talk about is story first. Right here, I don't know who you are. I know you have a name, I know you have a phone, and I know you have an email address. But I don't know your story. Who are you? You're not a robot. You found your way to become a designer web developer. How did you find that way? What made you go into this industry? It's a crazy industry that never sleeps. It's always evolving. New tech is always coming in that affects us web designers and developers. Like, what's the next step? Is it going to be AR? Is it going to be VR? Are more people wanting, to integrate wristwatches into their sites somehow, through Bluetooth or something? What is the story that got you into this industry? And what keeps you into it? There's so much to that. Unless you're a robot, then it's like, okay, you were programmed to do this. Okay. So that's how I feel when someone doesn't put their story. Showing a photo of yourself, even if you're just wearing a hat and you're kind of shy, that's at least you're human. I want to see a human. Okay? And when it comes to percentages, what is this based out of? What is 100% Photoshop? Is that for CC version 3 or is it CC version 6? Do you know everything or not much? Sketch, you know that 100%. Is that you know every little function? So percentages, in my opinion, do not matter. They don't mean a thing. If you just say, I know Photoshop, Sketch, Illustrator, there you go. Do it. That's cool. I'm glad you know those things. But percentages make no sense. So, as a client, I want a great product. I don't care about the developer's story. Hey, those are if clients don't care, then there you go. That's up to you guys. But in my opinion, when I'm looking for someone, if I'm looking to hire someone, if they're applying, they're confident that they can do the job. But can that person be a good team member? Because if I have to sit next to this person every day, I need to know I need to know a little bit about their story. I need to know, are you cool? Can we get along? And that's why I like to hear the story. Yeah. And building a great product, to me, there's more than just the product. It's the whole backstory of the product, If you just say, hey, here's a backpack. Like on Kickstarter, hey, here's a backpack. Buy it. And please donate and help me kickstart. Really? But then there's these other companies that are like, hey, here's a backpack, and here's the story why I made the backpack, and here's like how it affected my life and how I want it to affect your life, and blah, 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 blah. Then you're giving me backstory, and it's kind of selling it to me, and I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. You know what? Maybe I should help. Okay? But hey, these are just opinions. Take it or leave it. Let's see here. As I scroll down, experience, work, dribble feed. All right. Yeah. Yeah, this is cute right here. See, you have some personality in your vector animations. I like this. I want to know about your person. What made you do these animations? Is this a representation of you? Is this a representation of how you work? If so, maybe that could be the theme. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to today's workshop. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you guys are feeling empowered, because that's the mission behind Webflow, the whole mission behind our brand, and our whole team lives this every day. We want to empower you, designers and developers, to create awesome things. You know, and it's always fun to learn things and teach things. And you know, this whole web industry, you know, could be better, and we want to help make it better and help you guys build things faster. So let's do that. Let's make the web beautiful, as I always say. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. To everyone in the live chat room, you guys are so awesome. I love you guys so much. Let's do the proper sign-off, shall we? For any help, just go to help.webflow.com. Lots of great articles there and video tutorials. The community is awesome. They can help you out. Forum.webflow.com. Or show off what you got. You know, show off some tips that you've learned. If you have any account billing or technical issues, hit me up. Support@webflow.com. Social media, it's at Webflow app on Twitter or Facebook.com/Webflow. You want to hit me up, it's at The Pixel Geek or at Webflow_Nelson. This stream happens every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, I will see you guys later. Next week, I might be taking a break. But I'll let you guys know beforehand. But thank you so much, and I will see you later.